Okay, welcome to Rat Girls Podcast. I'm Abigail Jensen, and today I am joined by Kaila Yu, the author of the newly out Fetishized.
Yes.
We are going to chat about it and get into it, but beforehand, I want to talk to you about your Instagram and how I feel like you might be like a foodie expert.
Oh yeah, I love food. I just love to eat.
I mean, who doesn't?
I don't think anyone cares about my food posts, but I'm posting it because I'm enjoying myself.
I was enjoying it because I was like, oh, I need to try, is it Forward?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's really close.
Really
by.
close.
Yeah, you could walk there. And they started offering sushi now, I believe. So yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah,
do you have a top spot in LA that you will bring people when they come in town?
That's hard because there's so many.
Yeah.
But I like now of course my brain's going off. Oh my god, there's a sushi place that I love that also Iki Ramen.
Iki Ramen.
They also do really good sushi. And they do a different kind of ramen with thinner flour noodles or something.
Yum.
Yeah.
Where
really
is it?
I think it's on Sunset.
Okay.
But that's also really close by.
Great.
Yeah.
Have you ever done is it Nagi Ramen? It's in the Westfield Mall.
Oh.
And
no.
It was on one of the top. It won the top ramen place or something in California, so I was I gotta go. And it's so great. It's you don't make reservations or anything. They have it set up as a huge line.
Okay.
But it moves so
fast.
So it's the Chick-fil-A people, who are should be running the military or whatever. They're just so efficient, and it's some of the best ramen I've ever had.
Yeah, well the not the Westfield, but the Century City Mall has so many good restaurants. It has a Din Tai Fung, which I recommend. It's a soup dumpling. If you've never had those,
no,
before.
I've never.
Yeah, it's a dumpling that just filled with soup, hot soup. So you have to kind of break it and put it into your spoon first. But it's so, just airy and light.
I love.
And another place is Heidi Lau, which is a hot pot place.
Okay.
And they have this dancing noodle guy who comes
Oh my god. Wait, a man who comes out?
Yeah, with noodles, and he makes, it's how he stretches them.
Like a ribbon performer.
Yeah. And that place has all kinds of secret cheat codes where you could get free things.
Oh.
You go online and find the codes or whatever.
I love secret free things. I love free food in general. Sign me up. No, when I saw your food videos, I was oh, I have to get recommendations from you because you make it look so good. And you're here to talk about the main cheese this week. Wait, I'm gonna read it so I don't. Okay. The main cheese is how Western fantasies, colonial myths, and pop culture created and commodified the Asian female fetish. And so you wrote the book Fetishized. What inspired this?
It was very accidental. I had no intention of ever writing a memoir. That wasn't on my mind. But I'm a travel writer. So during the pandemic, all my work got completely shut off. It was so awkward. They were trying to do Zoom travel, and I was nobody wants this, but they tried. But anyways, I had to obviously write about other stuff and do other things. And I started kind of writing about TikTok culture. Oh. And then I never had time to learn TikTok, but now I had all the time in the world. And I just started posting and posting. Me and my best friend, we were just trying to figure out TikToks. We posted 3 to 5 videos a day for a year until stuff started landing.
Yeah.
We tried out everything. And then when I started posting about my past in the 2000s in the Asian American scene, those were the videos that took off. So then when something takes off, you just run with that and keep doing it. And then that caused me to reflect back because I was a pinup model. So I did nudes and stuff like that. And I never really thought about it after, it was 20 years ago now. Yeah. But I never really thought about it too much. But then that was, we've all been looking critically back at the 2000s.
Yes.
So I was was this the best decision? And then sometime during the pandemic, the Atlanta spa shootings happened.
Yeah.
So I think the shooter shot 8 people and 6 of them were Asian women, and it was very targeted, even though they say it's not. And then I was like, oh, how did I contribute to the Asian fetish? Because I didn't consciously do it, but I definitely played into some roles.
Yeah, well, you talk about in the book, like, how Lucy Liu, like, was criticized for, like, contributing to the Asian fetish, but it was, like, almost a double-edged sword, because you want those, like, she wanted to feature Asian people in movies.
Yeah.
And
so Lucy Liu herself says she did not play into Asian fetish roles. I would argue, I don't think she tried to, but that's all that was out there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And she did open doors and, like, break down barriers, and she was such a great role model.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, when you, like, look back on the 2000s, which, unfortunately, there are some, like, bad things coming back from 2000s.
So many.
One, low-rise jeans, not here for it.
Yeah.
Two, like, the skinny, like, you must be tiny culture is coming back. But
plucked
then
eyebrows.
The plucked eyebrows. Keep it away. Mine just grew back. You know?
Mine never grew back. I had to get them tattooed.
They look great. I would never know. But when you look back, like, what stands out to you that from that time that makes you realize that being Asian was so fetishized?
Well, I mean, there was such media during that time that I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
Like Memoirs of a Geisha, the book, I devoured it. I read it so many times. Nobody really thought about it. It was written by a white guy, but he, like, made it seem historical and made it seem like a memoir. It's called Memoirs of a Geisha.
Yeah, you're like, oh, this is true.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people weren't analyzing it too deeply, and they just thought, oh, this is kind of like a true story or something. And then the movie came out some years later, and basically, I mean, the book and the movie, beautifully done, but if you want to break down the movie, it's just a child prostitution movie. Yeah, like in the book, I think she's like 9 years old when she's sold off to the Okiya. She's not working yet, but I'm sure she works like when she's 14 or 15. She starts, like, when she sells her virginity. I don't think they name the exact age, but for sure she's not 18.
Totally.
And then she, like, falls in love with this man she meets when she's 9 years old, and is in love with him for the rest of her life, and he's grooming her.
100%.
Yeah. And this is framed as a love story when they end up together and she gets to be his mistress because he's married. So it's like
a beautiful love story.
A beautiful love story.
No notes.
It is totally framed as a beautiful love story.
Just this white guy's fantasy. Like, oh no. So how did this, like, fetishization?
I know, I just did my audiobook and it was so hard to say that word over and over.
How did that, like, affect you at that time? What did your life look like?
Well, it's just like, you know, women, you're, like, objectified all the time. You're getting sent dick pics and it's just all noise. But it's just a lot of white guys saying, oh, my Asian wife or my Asian girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, why are you messaging me if you have an Asian wife or girlfriend? Like, do they know you're messaging me, first of all? And then they're just being like, oh, I really like Asian girls because they're, like, they say more family oriented, but that's kind of coded for submissive or like a trad wife.
Yeah.
And they'll just say things that, like, aren't compliments that sound a little bit like compliments.
No, in their head, it feels like they're like, she's going to love this.
Yeah.
Which is wild.
It's wild what men say and just, like, have no idea how it's coming across.
Totally. And so how did that, like, because you're a pinup model, you talk about it in the book, you're in pink nylon, like, how did this time affect the way you, like, presented yourself to the outside world? I just
always leaned towards my sexuality because it just worked,
yeah,
like, so well. And plus, that was, like, during the era where Playboy was celebrated, that we had Girls Next Door on TV as a family-friendly comedy.
I watched it.
Yeah, I loved it. But it was like, it's a gross, like, if you break it down, it's disgusting.
Totally. No, and I was 14, like, being like, God, we love. Yeah. Like, look at this cute old man. Yeah, meanwhile, he's, like, sexualizing these young women.
Yeah, because later it comes out that he was, pretty much just a predator.
Totally.
Yeah.
Which is like, oh, I shouldn't have been shocked.
It's obvious. Like, it was right in front of our faces, but it was so packaged.
Yeah.
So charmingly.
That he was like this sexual liberator almost.
No, yeah.
And you were in Playboy.
Yeah. It was my dream to be in Playboy. I was like over the moon when I was in it. And what I bring up is like, I don't like regret, and I still look back and I'm like, oh, some of these photos are very beautiful. I'm glad to have them. But if I had different role models, because when I was growing up, there was no one. This is before Lucy Liu. So there really was no one except this beautiful Playboy model I found, Sung-hee Lee. And I found her and I was like, wow, there's like a beautiful celebrated Asian woman. She's naked. So I guess that's like the way to get celebrated.
Totally. And then how does that like affect your mental health? Like when you look back at things?
Yeah, it's just, I think it's very damaging when you like objectify yourself. I think we all do to some extent because we're in the male the gaze is male. There is no male gaze. That is the gaze, you know, where it's like a fish in water. Like that is what we're in, the patriarchy. And I think we're all becoming more and more aware of it. But yeah, when you don't value yourself for your real self, that is damaging to your self-esteem. And then plus it's always like, then you're pitted in competition against other women for this. Yeah, so it's just like a hornet's nest. Yeah,
the pitted against other women is so like interesting that the patriarchy does that to us and it keeps women down basically. And you were talking about how you ran into like a model basically who was like, you looked gorgeous in these photos. Like they asked me to do it, but I couldn't. Yeah. The backhanded compliment, or not even, I mean, it was a compliment, but just like trying to make you feel bad.
And then it's not her fault because we're like playing for this limited zero-sum game of like very limited resources. And it's, you know, like, okay, when Britney Spears was coming out, she was pit against Christina Aguilera for no reason. I don't think they even had any beef.
No, I don't think so.
But the media just made them enemies, and that could have made them, because then they would report, she said this, and she said, and that can make you think they're an enemy, because people are reporting that they're saying things.
Yeah, 100%. And then it's like, you know, and then like it feeds into it, and they think they are enemies. 100%. Where do you, because like very obviously like the 2000s was this time where like Asians were fetishized. Like you point out so many good examples, Mean Girls being one, Austin Powers being another. Are you seeing it as much today?
I don't know, because I can't name off something this past year per se that was fetishy, so maybe it is way better. What is way better is that there's so many other representations of non-fetishy women. Yeah. Because back then it was like pretty much only like you're a kung fu fighter or you're like a sexy girl, and there's no in between. But now we have like Squid Game, where the women are all kinds of characters and like Beef. I don't know if you saw that, where she's like...
I love Ali Wong.
Yeah. She's just like an angry mother, you know? Not sexy or not a kung fu fighter.
Yeah, totally. I'm so happy that there's like more representation now. And like, speaking of that time in the 2000s, like to getting to where you are now, what kind of shifted for you?
It was definitely that shooting during the pandemic because I had done this thing in my past and then decades had passed and then I was just like doing my thing with writing and not really analyzing it. Yeah. It's just something happened. Also, I think in the pandemic, everyone got really nostalgic. So now we're like revisiting how badly we treated Britney Spears, how badly we treated Monica Lewinsky, how Pamela Anderson career was ruined by this video that was stolen
against her will.
Yeah, like a private video with her boyfriend, and then they said like, oh, because you modeled in Playboy, this is public, like you have no argument. Like what?
No, it is interesting, like to go back with hindsight now, knowing everything we know, and kind of like also with the Black Lives Matter movement, like everything was being deconstructed.
Yeah, everyone's like taking a look. We just had time to look at things.
No, literally, like, because usually it's like, you know, we're moving so fast, there's not time to sit down. It was like, oh yeah, let me rewatch Kill Bill, and then be like, oh, this is like very much.
Oh my God, and I loved that film too, and I loved the schoolgirl so much, but it is very, I guess it's different because she wasn't submissive, the go-go Yubari, but still, the Japanese schoolgirl is just such a common trope.
Yeah, it's interesting to look back with like nuance almost. Like, okay, this isn't like you just did. Like this isn't. I loved it, and like I loved the film, but like how is this contributing to things?
And I don't like the whole cancel culture things, because like some people said things or like made things at a different time when this was socially acceptable. So let's not do it now. But like you can't, context matters.
Context, like letting people grow is big. Where did you see that? So we see it in media. Where were you seeing it in like your daily life? Because you were like in high school, you were, you know, struggling. You had, or not struggling, but you had the first interaction basically with your crush on a man ended up being like this horrible rejection.
Yeah, I mean, I was totally just like super nerdy in junior high. And then my sophomore, and I didn't encounter the Asian fetish then. Yeah. So that wasn't a thing. I think then that was just like, Asians are not attractive. So that was, the Asian fetish didn't come to my awareness till probably college. Yeah. But I think I found community when I started hanging around the Asians. Like we had this 3% population of Asians at my school. So we were very tight-knit because we were like, you know, united. And then they were kind of cool. They were like bad Asians. They weren't like the nerdy Asians. They were like driving cool cars and like ditching and smoking weed or something. So then I found more community there and just like became like a Asian power person.
Oh my God, love. Yeah. Have you found communities like a huge part just in general of like your healing journey?
Yeah. I mean, that's, I think partially why I fell into the Asian import car culture so deeply, because that was like a uniting meeting place for everybody. Yeah. So I think it was like the first kind of movement across the country where like all the Asian Americans were going to this thing. And yeah, it really gave people a sense of community and belonging that we didn't have otherwise.
Yeah. How do you feel like you move about differently now than you did then?
Well, I don't lead with sex. I mean, every woman likes to be sexy and pretty or whatever, but that's not what I lead with. And I just feel like it's so hard to find the balance in our culture, because back when I did it, all the sexy stuff when I was in my early 20s, I was like, I'm an empowered sexual woman. You know? And that's what everybody says, who models for Playboy and does this and that. And then like, I also read Emily Ratajkowski's book. Yeah. Really good book, by the way. Highly recommended. It's called My Body. Okay. And she talks about when she did the Blurred Lines video, which she looked beautiful in and was very well shot video. And she also said, I'm empowered and whatever. And now she, looking back, she was like, like I kind of got a little bit, not assaulted, but inappropriate behavior on set, and it's not empowering.
Well, it's all within the realm of like the power dynamics. Yeah. I feel like if we lived in a matriarchal or like a patriarchy-free society,
then it could be empowering.
Yes, it could be. And and of course, like I think, like I talk about sex on the internet. Like I think it is empowering. Like what I do, I feel good. I feel good about helping women find their sexuality. What I don't like is like the sexualization that I'm not asking for. Yeah. You know, like when it's like, in the eyes, and I have a lot of amazing men who follow me who view me as like, Michael is like a Mr. Rogers of sex. You know, like we're like talking you through it. Like, I don't want to be sexualized by anyone but my husband, you know, like that's, and so I think what maybe would like make the difference is like you're choosing who sexualizes you almost.
Yeah, but which we don't have that choice.
We don't have that
Especially
choice.
when you're like on the internet.
Yeah.
I was just listening to a podcast. I think it was Today Explained on the way here, and there was a new porn ruling with the Supreme Court.
Okay.
Which they're trying to limit, and I agree with this. This is more a conservative view, which I'm not, but they're saying that you should have to show your ID to watch porn.
Gotcha.
Which you should have to, because a 14-year-old should not be their first exposure, like choking or like very violent things that happen. Because there's another study that came out. I'm going off on a tangent.
No, I love.
There's another study that came out that said a lot of boys of this generation are uncomfortable with real women's bodies because they grew up on porn.
Right.
And real women's bodies don't look like that.
Well, it's almost like if we had real sex education, because you have to imagine, like, the reason a lot of people under 18 are probably watching porn is they want to be sexually active and don't know how. Mm-hmm. And then it can fall into this, like, trap of, or, you know, snowball into now I'm watching porn that's getting more and more intense at such a young age.
Intense. Like, it's one thing if they just, like, went on and saw 70s porn or something. That's, like, a relatively harmless.
Yeah.
But now it's, like, choking and, like, spitting on people and, like, hitting them.
Right.
Like, not, like, a light slap. It's, like hurting people.
And that's, like, a kink, and if people have it, that's amazing. But I do think there is, like, room to be, or to talk about under 18. Like,
I think
teach consensual sex first, and let's show them what that looks like.
Yeah.
And then maybe move in, you know, you discover your fantasies and fetishes later.
Yeah, because the podcast I was listening to also said, like, oh, everyone just thinks choking's like a normal part of sex. And I like a little bit of choking, by the way, but like that shouldn't be like normalizes everybody has to do this to be sexy. Because that is kind of the messaging out there.
And it's like, it's an activity that can be dangerous. So like, it shouldn't be teenagers.
Yeah, it shouldn't be whatever.
Who don't have the communication skills when they're having sex to like check in with their partner, you know, the BDSM, like red, green, and yellow method, like to be like, do you like this or not? Like, you want people who know how to communicate to be doing the things like this.
Probably, right?
100%. That's such an interesting point. And I do think about the balance of that. Like right now, Sabrina Carpenter, you know, have you seen her? Like,
oh my God, that was such a tame cover.
I was like, these people would have not survived the 90s.
I mean, remember Christina Aguilera's Dirty music
video? And like, she is a woman who's choosing, like, she could go either way. She has the power in her. You know, I feel like it's good to think about people, like, the power dynamics. I believe I hope she has the power in what she's putting out there. I think she does. Yeah. And so she just wants to be a girl who likes sex. And that's totally okay.
Yeah, what's good, at least, is that people are being critical, like, they're not just letting anything's objectification. It's like, I think that's maybe gone too far.
Yes.
But at least it's like, there's some kind of regulation.
Right.
You know?
We're like, I think there could be more nuance. Yeah. Like, I'm glad people are looking at it and like talking, but I'm like, I believe her to just be like empowered and having a good time.
Yeah.
And her whole shtick is like,
she's kind of a pinup, but like,
like a Betty Boop, like
pinup.
Yeah. And it feels to me very for the female gaze.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like people saying things are like for the male gaze, like you said, everything, but when people put out like, oh, she's doing that for the male gaze, it also almost feels like another
judgment, like you can't get it right.
Shaming.
There's I was listening to something else and it's like, there is no right place. You're either a prude or you're a slut, and there's no like nuance.
Totally. And it's like, why don't we just like let people do what they want and also think about the power dynamics at play and how that interferes with things, or the patriarchy. But like, if a woman wants to be sexy, great.
Yeah.
Did you have to rediscover like your sexuality or like feeling sexually empowered after breaking down being overly sexualized?
Absolutely. I feel like sexualizing myself, I felt like I had to live up to this image that I put out there. So it's always still, sex is a little bit performative.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, like they've done research on this, like many women don't orgasm during sex, and it's like all about, let's get him off. He's off good. We're good.
And that's why, like, I had Lori Mintz on the podcast, and she shared there's 8 reasons, like, lesbians have more orgasms. And one of them being...
They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing. Hey, we love. But more orgasm-centric for the women. It's like orgasm's the main goal. Because when you're having sex with a man and a woman, the goal is, like, the man comes, and then sex is over. Yeah. When, like, 2 women are having sex isn't over when someone comes. They can go back and forth. Like, you can decide how many times you want to come. Like, you know, we're, like, communicating more and, like, being more orgasm-centric.
Yeah. That one, I mean, that's going to be with porn and all the men watching porn and it all being about the men's orgasm. Like, the cum shot, basically. That's all it's about. I don't think that may change anytime soon.
Can I tell you the worst nude I've ever gotten? You saying cum shot? Once a guy sent me him coming in slow motion. Wait, what? I was like, you don't know what women want at all.
He literally went into like in shot or something and like slow mo.
I'm like thinking I was gonna be like, yeah, that's hot.
That's pretty. Men are
it's wild because the patriarchy teaches them like what we want, and it's wrong. Like, it's
that's what you see in porn. It's always the cum shot, and then often on the face. Yeah, which I do not like. Like, I don't think anyone's done that to me, and they better not, because I'm always like, no,
my skin, sensitive. Like,
I have eyelash extensions.
I paid good money for these. No, it's interesting. I mean, I'm always saying like the patriarchy hurts men as well, because it also makes men not know what women want, and then women don't want to sleep with them as much.
And not all men want to fit under these expectations.
Totally.
Like, probably most men don't want to have to live up to some of these things.
Yeah, like having to be hard, having to last long, like. I don't care about that. Like, you don't have to, like, let me have my vibe. You know what I mean? Well, how has, like, dating looked like for you? Because you talk a bit about, like, a dating experience from the pandemic time and how, like, men, not all men, but, like, there's still, like, a fetishization of Asian women among a lot of men.
Yeah, it's definitely something to navigate. I guess I just have, like, a certain... I mean, I'm sure all Asian women have this, but, like, if you date someone and they've, like, dated 5 Asian girls in the past, like, that's... I wouldn't say it's a deal, but it's really pretty close to a deal breaker. Even if he's, like, dated... His last ex was Asian, and maybe it was the only Asian he dated. For me, that's still, like... Yeah. I'd just rather date someone who's never dated an Asian woman before.
Yeah, how do you approach that now? Like, on Hinge or...
I'll just ask in real life, but yeah, probably not while I'm... But I will ask, yeah.
Yeah, well, you have to do what's, like, feels right for you and be like, does he want me because of this fetishized thing or these stereotypes that maybe he's held on to?
Yeah. And then plus, like, my whole thing in, like, kind of having really low self-esteem in my youth is that I just always wanted to feel special. Yeah. And that does not make me feel special, like being the next Asian girl you date. Yeah,
how'd you, like, build your self-esteem up after that time?
It was really getting sober, because I think I had all this trauma, but the drugs and alcohol just really helped for a very long time. And then when I got sober, then there's all this spiritual work along with it and therapy. And yeah, just a lot of work on myself and meditation and doing all the things.
Yeah, we love meditation. Yeah. We love therapy and doing all the things. And if you, like, for, like, young women who are maybe, like, coming up now and feeling fetishized or feeling unsure about being, like, sexualized, what advice would you give them?
I think just talk about it with your friends. I think we keep so many secrets. Yeah. And we don't, like, discuss things. Like, when you start talking about it and then everybody else is experiencing, and then you kind of like, oh, like, this isn't just me. I don't feel so alone. And then also, I think therapy is good for everybody at any age. Yes. You don't need to be, like, a damaged person like me.
No, stop. Oh, my gosh. No.
But, yeah, everyone can benefit from it. And meditation and just, like, a lot of the stuff we're into here in LA, like the self-healing stuff. Yeah.
Self-healing that doesn't go so far to like exclude community. Because sometimes I feel like people like protect their peace too close to the sun, you know, like, and then it's like you're not seeing other humans because you're afraid to like go to dinner or whatever. Like, I feel like there's a good balance.
Always a balance of everything in life.
We love that. I think that's so great. And yeah, I'm curious to see how this like next generation feels coming up.
Yeah, it's very interesting because I know I read a lot of articles about them being very anxious because of the pandemic. I cannot imagine growing up and having to do Instagram in high school and just like having to present this image, or even like the problem of boys trying to get you to send them nudes, and then at like 12 or 14, how do you know that's forever?
Yeah. And then being able to like be forever, and like people like having them live on the internet then. Would you like ran into a situation like that where you had a video that you like tried to get off the internet?
Yes.
And it took a lot.
It took decades. Yeah. I mean, now I think it's a little bit better because there was a time when revenge porn was just allowed. And now at least like people are saying, okay, like if you get a nude, I think it's different now, but if you get like a nude or a video, like my assault video on Pornhub or something, you say this is assault, they will remove it immediately now.
Yeah.
But before they wouldn't remove it. Yeah.
So wild. And it's wild that like back at the time, like with the Pamela Anderson that time as well.
That's wild that they were just allowed to distribute that.
Yeah, and the fact that it was like, can you imagine she did that? Like it was almost the blame was on her like the person in it. And it's like, this is meant to be like a private thing.
Yeah, like what's wrong with shooting this video on vacation with your husband you're madly in love with?
Totally.
But yeah, she was painted as a slut.
Yeah. And it's like she's just like literally having sex with the person she's with. Like and happened to film it, and then
which like should be perfectly I mean 100%. It is perfectly, but we demonized women back then.
Yeah, and now
I mean, we still do a little bit.
No, there definitely is like obviously still demonization, but I think now like if something like that happens, it does.
Yeah, if something like that happened,
people are like, oh, that's horrible. Yeah. Like there was a Love Island last season. There was a guy who had nudes leaked who was on the season, and basically people were, the first wave of conversation was like shaming him because of what he was like doing in the nude. And then the second wave of conversation was immediately people being like, we should not be talking about this. We should not be distributing this. And I was like, okay, I feel like we have come such a long way.
Although, is this happening with women too?
Right. That's totally like, especially, I mean, because we think about that one, like, remember that like iCloud where they like broke in
where
and,
like I think Emily worked out a bunch of celebrities
were like put out there. So which I think that guy was prosecuted. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I don't like that was just 10 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
And
it's been a big difference in 10 years. Yeah. When did Me Too? I think Me Too happened less than
2017 maybe.
Yeah.
And so is there anything that makes you feel like excited, like any media that makes you feel like we're headed in a good direction?
Well, I think the last like untouched thing for Asian Americans is still the music industry. So we have K-pop, but that's coming from Korea and it's awesome and super exciting. And I'm a huge fan of Lisa and Blackpink.
She's great.
Yeah. But then I could only really name Olivia Rodrigo.
Yeah.
But we need more.
Yeah, definitely. Like more representation. You talk in the book about Crazy Rich Asians, how that was like a moment.
Yeah. That was like, I think the first big Asian thing in years. And then there was like an onslaught somehow. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
But there's been so much media taking place. I think I'm excited about that for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited for like little girls to like see themselves represented. Like, I don't know. I think that like the diversity is just, I mean, it still could go so much farther, but it's so much farther than it was at least when I was a kid. And like people can turn on TV, I think, and see themselves or turn on movies or reality shows, and I think that's so exciting.
And I feel like social media democratizes a lot of things because now you can see anything. You can see an Asian girl cook, Asian girl fashion girl, like everything you can think of.
Totally. Like it doesn't, like the lack of, or the fact that TV was the only thing we were all like seeing as a community was like, oh, this is what Asian women must be like. And now it's like, no, here's all these women doing different things.
Yeah, you could just decide. Yeah, you have a world of choices now.
Social media is such a double-edged sword.
Yes, yeah, it can be very bad, but it's also done a lot of great things too. I think it's also like created a whole industry of like jobs, you know.
I mean, I wouldn't be here without it.
So I'm like, me either. Yeah, I'm a fan of the internet generally.
Yeah, it's like my arch nemesis, but also like thank you for like I don't
for my life.
Yeah, for my livelihood. Like what do you like want people to know when reading this? Like who do you think should like pick up this book? I mean, everyone should, but like, what do you hope people get out of it?
Well, always women, obviously, but kind of men.
Yeah, I mean, of course,
because like I don't think men are the demographic who's gonna be the main reader.
Yeah.
But just for men to see the other side of, because they're never thinking from the woman's point of view.
Totally.
But then I also help like young women, and maybe it will prevent them from making some of the choices I made. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what was like when you were posting about it on TikTok, like what was it that people were resonating with?
I think just so many people relating to the Asian fetish. Like not just Asian people. When I talk to my white friends, they're like, oh yeah, I know a guy. Or like, you know, like, so it's a little more common. And it's just crazy that like everybody kind of is aware of it, but there's never been like a book written just focused on,
or like a reckoning, like because like in looking back, like I love that you're looking back at the old movies being like, these are the stereotypes taking place. Like I don't know if that's happened before with Asians, like stereotypes, specifically women and
just like in articles here and there.
No, that's really cool and great. And when like I'm curious, I hope men read this book, and I'm curious to see like what they walk away from it realizing, and like.
But it's funny, some men will read the book because my followers from back in the day are like, I think it's funny because I think they think it's gonna be like a sexy fun book about the 2000s.
And you're like, no, you're gonna learn something.
Yeah, you're gonna learn a bunch of stuff. There's a lot of history in here, actually.
You know what? Whatever gets them to read it, and then
they may be like, oh, this is not what I thought I paid for.
Hopefully, they stay with it. Yeah, I'm so excited for people to read the book, and is there any other stuff you want people to know, or?
No, I would just be excited to hear from anybody who ends up reading it and see what they think. And
I feel like I learned a lot, and it helped me like, because I mean, I feel like you said like the 2000s we can constantly look back at and like dissect, and it's an area that I hadn't done yet. I had obviously like Gwen Stefani has been talked about with her like appropriation of
every culture.
Every culture. Now she's appropriating Christian.
I mean, what happened there?
Yeah, we really don't know. She might need to find herself, but she's like outside of that. I hadn't really looked back, and it's given me, I feel like, tools to like now look at our current state of things, like with an eye of like, okay, what are we really saying here?
Yeah, I think it's great because I don't know if previous generations, like when I was in the early 2000s, we weren't looking back at like the 90s and 80s and thinking critically about anything. We were just living our life.
Being subjected to it.
We're too busy being in it. But I feel Gen Z is like very informed and they care.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the most important thing is like people wanting to learn.
Yeah.
And like not losing that curiosity. And I think that, sometimes, not to generalize, but like older generations, you hear like boomers, like of course the generalizations about them. Like I do think sometimes there is a lack of like wanting to learn.
There's a lack of learning currently happening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like curiosity,
Curiosity.
or caring, or compassion.
Yes. And I think it's like if everyone could just be curious, it's almost like a fear of the unknown is leading it. I don't know. Or there's like an empathy crisis.
Yeah, I think that.
Going on. And so I think that this book is a really good way to like put yourself into someone else's shoes and like understand what they might be going through.
Yeah, you just really never know what people are going through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get into Send It to the Sewers, any like last things you want to say to your audience?
No, I had super fun, and I hope that you read it.
I hope you guys read it too. It's very good. I mean, it's so good, and like you really paint pictures well and put us in the time. Like, I felt very transported, which is like cool because that I wasn't an Asian woman at that time, so like being able to be in your shoes, I'm like, wow, like it is cool. It's cool to see this and like perspectives I'd never thought of before, and stereotypes I didn't even really know existed, but when you point it out, it's like, oh yeah.
It's like, I guess, just not talked about enough.
No, it really isn't. And I think it's just good for us to always be like examining things and being like, how can we do better and make sure everyone feels good?
Yeah, we have so much that we can do better on in life, like, as a society.
And that brings us to Send It to the Sewers, because then we get to rant about the things people are not doing better on. So this week, so this is where we rant about something from the week or just in life. Do you want me to go first, or would you like to go first?
You go first.
Okay. My rant, which this is coming out in August. We're filming it in June, so this will be past probably. But I posted this video on Friday about how there's an empathy crisis. And specifically, we could see with men. Like, there's been studies done. Men have less empathy than women. And I posted like a reason why I think that might be is like men don't read fiction books.
Oh, interesting. Really? Oh.
Yeah, like
do they not?
Not as often. Women read fiction books in a much higher percentage.
I didn't realize that.
They're more focused on self-help, which I think makes us like more individualistic and like less likely putting ourselves in other people's shoes, So I said this online. A lot of people, great response, resonated it. And I love the men who follow me. The men who do not follow me, though, found it. Like the Andrew Tates of the world.
Oh, no, the manosphere.
Yeah, the manosphere. So I'm sending manosphere guys to the sewer. They found it. They were like, how dare you say I don't have empathy? Also, go kill yourself. It's like...
It's so predictable.
I feel like you're missing the point. And I just have it... I have such a lovely audience. I have rarely dealt with that, and oh my God, they are angry. They are out here.
They're organized.
Yeah. I saw one of them commented on another guy's comment and was like, as soon as I saw this video, I came searching for your comment. Like,
are you serious?
Yeah, like I'm like, there's manosphere like influencers, I guess, who comment on other. Yeah. And I was like, wow, there's like icons in the manosphere. I'm like, like in thought leaders, I guess.
Thought leaders.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, these people are organized. Yeah, these people like are on. Put this organization to something good. Like,
yeah, I mean, can you imagine what you could create with this?
Right.
Yeah.
You guys could end world hunger.
Yeah.
And instead
I don't think they care about that.
No. Instead they're finding my video and they're like, you will die alone. I'm like, I am married. Hate to break it to you.
Oh my God. They're the worst. Yeah, I'm a little bit scared of them.
I feel like your book is so incredible and like so well thought out. Like my 30-second video is a lot different than like an
well, none of them are
book.
The manospheres reading it.
Yeah,
they're just gonna get some highlight from it.
That's true. I mean, hopefully we can find a way to disband them.
I mean, it's just crazy. The internet, like I put up this video, I don't even remember what it was about, but at the end of the video it says like this did not actually happen in this way. This was how it came off in the internet. And then everyone's like, misinformation. I'm like, did you watch the video? It's explained in the video very clearly.
No, they watch like 5 seconds.
Yeah.
That's also like our attention spans now.
It is,
it's like, now TikTok has you can hold down to get it 2 times speed to watch something. And I'm like, It's so bad that we're like, our fans are so broke that like a 1 minute video is like, no, too long. Let me fast forward.
Yeah, we are short form now.
Yeah, it's crazy. No, it is so true though that people can just like pick up something and
run with it.
I hope that you are free from that.
I've already faced so much shit talking online. I think I'm like pretty, steely.
That's good. But I also sad that you have to be that way.
Yeah. It's sad that anyone has to be that way.
Totally.
Because there's just so many angry people.
I know. Just like go hug someone. Yeah. I don't understand. Have dinner with a friend. Yeah. What are you sending to the sewers this week?
Well, I am really obsessed with all the crazy plastic surgery happening.
Kris Jenner looking like 25.
Oh my God. So I guess like we never have to age anymore if we're rich.
If you have like $300,000 to spend.
But I do love that she was very honest and she like brought her surgeon out.
Yeah.
Because Lindsay Lohan also looks amazing, but she's saying it's like water and exercise
and sobriety, and I'm like, okay, but sobriety can't lift your like your face up,
I just think that's kind of harmful when you're not being honest about your surgeries. So I'm all for I guess the Kardashians are being, they're not completely honest. They're not honest about all the surgeries, but they're being honest about some of the surgeries they're having.
Totally.
So Khloe Kardashian, I think she appeared at the Bezos wedding with incredibly looking amazing.
Yeah.
So, I don't think she's come out and said anything yet, but we can guess that it's like somebody is out there doing amazing work right now.
Okay, so many people. Lindsay Lohan, Christina Aguilera.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she looks so young. I do think like do whatever you want, and I love it and support it, but especially if you're be honest, because then these young girls are going to be like, why am I not aging like this?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, because it's not really aging. Like,
it's like unreasonable expectations.
Yeah. And I think it's similar to like Ozempic. Like anyone who's on Ozempic, like love that for you. That's amazing. But I think you can't be like, this is how I lost all this weight. And it's
exercise.
Yeah. Like I walked a mile a day and it's like, okay, like we love walking, but that's not how you lost like 300 pounds or whatever.
I'm trying to speak out like more about the surgeries I have, I guess, because I've detailed them in my book.
Yeah.
But I think I listened to a podcast recently where Megan Fox said she had her nose and boobs done, which is like pretty minor.
Yeah.
But she's at least admitting it.
Yeah, letting people know I've had my nose done. In case you didn't know.
I'm all for it. Like when the time is for this and that, I will totally go for it.
No, I think 100%. I am all for it too. Whatever makes people feel good is good, as long as they're not like falsely.
Yeah, pretending.
How I gua sha'd my nose to look differently, you know?
It's just a lot of contouring.
Which they do have, like, you can get nose filler now. Did you know that? Like a nose job with filler that, like, reshapes your nose, kind of.
Oh, okay.
My sister's a, nurse practitioner injector at this place, Jacked, and, like, her before and afters of people, I'm like, you are a magician.
Really?
Yeah.
There are so many surgeries out there now. Like I just saw like a fox eyes snatched something, and the girl was awake, and then they were just like had some wires here and just going like this.
Oh my God, awake?
I'm sure.
Put me asleep.
But she looked very happy as it was happening, and it looked amazing.
Yeah.
But there's like all these things. And then if you go to South Korea, there's surgeries you never even heard of.
Really?
Yeah, like they have this surgery where you like make fat under your eyes because it makes you look super young when you have that. There's all kinds of facial jaw surgery. Yeah, it's crazy there.
That's why when you get online, like you cannot compare yourself to people.
Yeah, because first of all, there's filters.
Right. Photoshop. I have Facetune. I paid like $3 a month for it. I'm like, sure, I'll like add makeup when I'm not wearing it to my face. Like,
I'm all for it. When everybody's like Gen Z's using it, so I'm like, how am I going to compete with a Gen Z?
I mean, stunning, I feel like. You have nothing to worry about.
If Gen Z's using it, we can all use it.
We can all use it. You have to like blur their non-existent wrinkles.
I know.
Like, guys.
No, they're getting Botox and stuff. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's wild. Well, this has been so much fun talking to you.
Yeah.
I am so glad to have met you and to have read your book, and I'm so excited for it to like be out in the world. Where can my feral friends find you?
It's just my name, Kaila Yu, so you can find me. My website, my socials are all just under my name.
Yes, and then where will Fetishized be?
So it's coming out August 19th, and it'll be everywhere. So your Barnes & Nobles or Amazon or audiobooks also.
We love it.
Yeah.
We love. Thank you so much for coming, and it was so great talking to you.
Yeah, super fun.
Bye, feral friends. I'll see you next week. Bye.